Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare, Radha Gopinath Radhe, Radha Gopinath Radhe, Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladeva, Jai Subhadra, Jai Jagannath, Jai Baladeva, Jai Subhadra, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Prabhupada, Jaya Jaya Gurudev, Jai Jai Gurudev, Harinam Sankirtan ki Jai. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya, Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Naraskrivyam Narancheva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Aduse Udarayade Ashtaprayesu Bhadresu Vidyam Bhagavata Sevaya Bhagavati Uttama Shloke Bhakti Bhavadineshigi Krishnaya Vasudevaya Devaki Nandanaya Cha Nandagopa Kumaraya Govindaya Namo Namaha. He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Deenabandhu Jagat Bade Govisa Kanta Radha Kanta Namastude Sapta Kanchana Gaurange Radhe Vrindevaneshwari Rishabhanu Satidevi Pranamami Haripriye Panchakalpadarubhasya Prabha Sindhubhaivacha Paditana Bhavanebhyo Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namaha. Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Advaita Gadada Sivasadi Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Welcome all the devotees for today's Tuesday satsang. I'm extremely thankful for Paramadayal Prabhu, me Prabhu, Vasanti Mataji Prabhu for joining today's class. So in spite of so many engagements, you have taken your valuable time to come. I'm extremely thankful to you. We'll read from Bhagavad Gita. 3 sloka we'll try to cover today. Text number, chapter number 6, text number 41. Prapya punyakritam logham Tishva Saswadi Samaha Suchinam Srimadam Ge Yoga Brasta Abhijayate. Anybody can recite? Someone can say, please.
Prapya punya kritam lokan yusisva sasvate samaha suchinam srimatam gehe yoga prasto vijayate.
Hare Krishna. Shall I, Prabhuji?
Yeah. Yes, Mataji.
Prapya punya krutam lokan ushitva shashvati sama suchinam shrimatam gehe yoga bhrashto abhijayate. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Yeah. Agni Prabhu, want to try?
प्राप्यं पुण्यकृतं लोकान् उषित्वा शाश्वती समा सृचीनां श्रीमतं गेहे योगभ्रष्टो अभिजायते. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So we'll read this translation and purport. The unsuccessful yogi, after many years of enjoyment on the planet of the pious living entity, is born into the family of righteous people or into a family of rich aristocracy. Purport by A.C. Bhaktivedanta Swami Prabhupada. Purport. The unsuccessful yogi are divided into two classes. One is fallen after very little progress, and one is fallen after long practice of yoga. The yogi who falls after a short period of practice goes to the higher planet, where pious living entities are allowed to enter. After prolonged life there, one is sent back again to this planet, take birth in the family of righteous Brahmana, Vaishnava, or aristocratic merchants. The real purpose of yoga practice is to achieve highest perfection of Krishna consciousness, as explained in the last verse of this chapter. For those who do not pursue to such a extent, who fails because of material allurements are allowed by the grace of the Lord to take full utilization of their material propensity. And after that, they are given opportunity to live prosperous living, righteous or aristocratic family. Those who are born in such a family may take advantage of the facilities and try to elevate them to Krishna consciousness. Here, unsuccessful yogi. Unsuccessful yogi means we also can consider ourselves a yogi. We are also practicing bhakti yoga. We also can. Sometimes the devotees may not be able to obtain perfection because so many situations. Not only we may be endeavoring our best. There are circumstances which may not allow us to do our complete perfection this life because of our conditioning and because of our subhava, so many things which are affecting us, because the Kali Yuga tendency is to always take the easiest path. Actually, the Bhakti Yoga, even though it is simple, but it's not easy. But actually, we try our best. That's why Prabhupada says, even in the beginning of the second chapter, the Krishna give encouragement to our Arjuna. We will take this second chapter, the 40th sloka. Negha Vikraman Aswasti Pratyuvayu na Vidyade. Solpamabhyasya Dharmasya Trayate Mahotadvaya. This is actually a continuation of the second chapter, whatever Krishna discussed. He is elaborating in the yoga because Krishna is like a Prabhupada. He is giving the simple philosophy for our Krishna conscious, like you are not the body, you are a spirit soul. And Krishna is a supreme personality Godhead. And we have to, even if you practice Krishna conscious not successfully, we are talking about a successful yogi, you will be able to at least retain the position of a human being. These are some philosophical things. Prabhupada again in many of the chapter, even Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, Chaitanya Charitam, he insists that. He repeats it. Maybe it looks like a repetition, But repetition is required for us to understand the seriousness of what Prabhupada is teaching us. Here also, the Krishna is teaching the same philosophy which taught in chapter 2. If there is endeavor here, if this Neha Vikrama Naswasti, Prithivayu Vidyade, Solpamabhayasya Dharmasya Trayate Mahatot Bhayat. Translation is, in this endeavor, there is no loss or diminution. Little advancement on this path can protect from most dangerous types of fear. Here, the Prabhupada in the same purport, he talks about the same purport which is giving in this particular text. Material activities and the result end with the body. But work in Krishna consciousness carries a person again to Krishna consciousness even after the loss of body. At least one is sure to have a chance in the next life of being born again as a human being, either in the family of a great cultured Brahmana or a rich aristocratic family that will give one a further chance for elevation. That is the unique quality of work done in Krishna consciousness. This is very, very amazing. Prabhupada, what is giving the purport here. He reiterates the same points because it looks so simple, but for us to understand the seriousness of what is repetition again is required, for us to understand and grab how the Krishna consciousness is very, very simple, and also the easily we can achieve the whatever that yogis and the person who is studying the Vedas, doing the tabasi can achieve, we can easily achieve. But simply following what is given in the scriptures. In this regard, I want to tell one story which I felt for us as a devotee also. The Krishna consciousness, this Hare Krishna chanting is very simple actually, but it's not. But the only thing is we have to practice continuously. What is required is we cannot live in the middle, and that will not work. See, for any process to take, it takes lot of time. We should have a patience. We should have determination. We should resolute in our purpose. And Prabhupada says one point at attention. Somehow this life, human life, we got it. We are human. See, even among these human beings, 4 lakh species of human beings, we got some kind of a what is called some fortune. We have done the fortune. Because of that, we got human being who take birth in the Bharata Bhumi. That's very important. We already been blessed. That's why we taken birth in the this Bharata Varsha. Apart from that, we also use some extraordinary fortune. We also connected to a process where Chaitanya Prabhu appeared as a devotee, as a practicing devotee in this Kali Yuga, and given this simple method to practice Krishna consciousness and perfect life, go to the spiritual. That process is easily available. But anything which is simple, we have a tendency to neglect. We have a tendency to take it very casually. We don't focus. So many anarthas are there. In order to trust that, I will give you only one injunction, which if you follow, or probably we would have followed. That's why we got this kripa. But only one instruction I want. I read something which is amazing. I want to share with you. This is serving the parents. All of you had a connection with our parents, and we are also sometimes children. Sometimes we also at a position. Krishna has given a position of a parents. All these things is there. But only what is important is we have to teach the children what is important for worshipping the parents. Here, the particular story I read, I thought I will share with you. This is coming in the Padma Purana, this particular story. Then we'll connect it what Prabhupada says in this purport. We'll see another 2 texts also we can see. Actually, it is stated here, a person who is performing the service to the parents, what are these blessing he will get? That will recite. Then I will tell one story also. The person who is serving the parents, it is equivalent to performing 1,000 yajnas and giving and going to places of pilgrimage, many places of pilgrimage. The parents, all dharmas are residing in the parents. They are representative of God. Parents are Surga. That means Surga. Surga means they are heavens actually. If you worship the parents, you'll be able to get this blessing of staying in the heaven. Parents are best tapasis because for us children to grow, come to a normal adult is not an easy thing. they did lot of tabas and austerity because of that we grown up and we become human to get some spiritual knowledge. If you satisfy the parents, you are satisfying all demigods. If you are satisfying the parents, you will be able to get the blessings of taking bath in Ganges every day. That much blessing will get. Mother is a source of all pilgrimages. Father is the representative of demigods. You have to worship your parents. That's one of the previous previous generation. You see, they should, before going anywhere, even during our time, before going anywhere at the house, we should offer our respect to the parents and even grandfather, whoever is elderly parents, we should respect them, touch their feet, then only we leave. That's why the culture was available even a few years before. You circumambulate the parents, it is equivalent to circumambulating 7 continents. 7 continents normally you will not be able to go by circumambulating the parents. If you prostrate before the parents by touching your feet, hands, head, and face, you will be able to reach heaven. As long as the parents' dust is applied on the children's head, the body of the children will possess all good qualities. If any child takes the water washed from the parents, he will get rid of all sins. All such person will be glorified by the world. What is the advantages of worshipping the parents, giving respect to the parents is you will be glorified by the world. But here, what we got it. Here, what is important, if you worship the parents, you will get this quality of, you will get all qualities, all good qualities will get. Here, I will tell you one story here. Actually, there was one person, his name is, I will tell you his name. There was one Narottaman. That person name is Narottaman. He neglected the parents. But what he did know, he went to the pilgrimage. Pilgrimage for going to many places. And all these things he was doing. While going in the pilgrimage, after going to some of the pilgrimages, he got suddenly one boon. After going to 1 or 2 places, he got one siddhi. Siddhi is called, he can put this cloth on the, he will put the cloth for drying. It will dry without any string. No ropes are required for putting. Normally, we put a driver cloth with a rope, which is tie a rope and put a cloth there. But when he puts a cloth for drying, it will hang on the air. So that fellow was very, very proud. Said, I got something very astonishing like that. He was going and boasting himself. No, I become a very great person. Whatever, just see, I need not require the rope or all like that. He was exhibiting his achievement. While he was passing way, while he was proclaiming and declaring to people, suddenly the bird dropped on his mouth while he was just glorifying himself. And immediately, you turn to that crane and curse the crane, you die immediately. Immediately that crane died. So after getting this, he becomes still puffed up. So not only I can dry my clothes on the air without this one, the sky, without any help of rope, and also I can give a curse. So he went like that. He was going everywhere and proclaiming himself, and even though he was going for asking for bhiksha from many places, he went to one of the one person by name Sandalan. He was a Brahmana. He came to the house and asked him. He was begging something. So he is that particular Brahmana. He has given the name. I will tell you the name. His name is Mukha Sandalan. Mukha Sandalan means by by looking at him, anybody will say he is free from any of the sins. So he came there and asked him no, and then that particular Sandalan said, "You wait for some time. I am serving my parents. I cannot come." So he immediately became very angry. This Narottam became very angry. He wants to curse him. At that time, this Mukha Sandalan said, "And I know you are just now cursed a crane. A crane died. I am not a crane. I have to take care of my parents. And what are the services he has to give the parents?" He narrated one by one to him. He said, "The parents are old. So I have to provide water for, I have to provide a hot water for taking a bath. And after that, I have to cook for them. I have to give all the food for them. And also I have to do massage for them. I have to fan them. And I have to, I have to do wash their cloth. And all these things I have to even make a garland for them. So that the scented garland I have to make. All these things is there. But sit, you wait for me. I'll finish my all services, my parent, then I will come to you." So immediately he understood. So I am very busy. I will not be able to take you this one. But I will ask you to, since you are in hurry to go somewhere, I will send you to somebody who can go and we will answer your question. You have got some doubts and all, you can go ahead. But when he was looking for this particular house, no, the Mukhasandalan, he saw one Brahman was coming out of the house. That particular Brahman was assisting the Mukhasandalan for do all activities, helping whatever he want. He was looking like an assistant. But actually, that particular Brahman actually is Vishnu. The Mukhasandalan was having a deity at his home. He was worshipping the deity. The deity has to transform. The deity is transformed himself into the Brahmana and doing all services. So when this Narottam became angry, he said, "You can go to here. There is one more person who is close to by. Is there? He will answer here. Yeah, he will answer here. You know, he said, you go to one Pativrata. One chaste lady is there. Go there, and she will answer all your questions. Because I have no time. You are not interested to wait for I finish my like that." He said. That particular Brahmana, who is a Vishnu, himself took this one Narottaman to a chaste lady's house. Same thing has happened. The chaste lady was serving the husband, and he also said, "You come and wait for some time. I will have to carry all the work for my husband. After finishing my duty, I will carry you." He gave some food to eat and all. Same Narottaman was also again not having any patience. He said, "I have to leave immediately. I am a Brahmana. How you can ask me to? Why you have to attend to me? Not your husband." Like that, he was just quarreling with him. And here, in between also, before when Narottaman was living with this Vishnu, who is in the form of a Brahmana, he was asking the question to this particular Brahmin to say, this Mukhasandalan is such a pure person. How you find lot of ladies in the house? What he is doing? Like that, he was asking. At the time that Vishnu is telling, he is such a pure devotee. You know, he is taking care of the parent. Because of Siddhi, many people are there to serve him. This is all happening because of his like that. And one more thing the Vishnu revealed to me is, you are telling your cloth is hanging on the air without support of a rope. This particular Brahmin, this Brahmana who is a Mukhasandalan, his house is standing without support, without any support. Their pillars are there, columns are there, many what is called windows, doors, everything is there. That nothing is standing on the ground. It is just hanging on the air. That like that power he has got, like that Vishnu told him. Then he has come to this chaste lady here. Chaste lady gives many reasons, and also he was asked, "Why you are sending me to a chaste lady? I am a Brahmana. I am above her," like that. At that time, Vishnu was telling what are the services that chaste lady is doing to the husband. One by one, he was narrating very nicely, and we will see there what are the services doing? We'll see. And how he is related with the husband is given very nicely here. When one minute, sorry. So he is telling when she is serving the husband, she will treat her husband 100 times more than a love she will extend to the son. That's a respect she will go to the son for serving this husband. And also, she will serve the husband in such a way she is equivalent to the king. And when she is serving, she will be behaving as if she is a maid servant. And when she is satisfying him, he will behave like a prostitute. And sometimes when she is in trouble, he will act like consultant or counselor. And he will, that the lady, the sales lady will serve the husband with mind, body, and words. She will never insult. And also, she will have to wait till her husband finishes the meal. And also, she will have to serve in spite, if you give respect, if it doesn't give respect also, she will be the same subhava, same the attitude she will have. And then, because of that, and then the Vishnu is, because of that, she got unlimited power. She knows past, future, and the present, past, present, and future. Then when she told this, when he was coming to this chase lady, this Narothaman was again telling all these things, I'm in a hurry and all. At that time, she said, I have to serve this one, and I know you already given the curse to the crane. Crane died, and you also made this Mukhasandalan, he has directed to me. So he knows everything. So what we understand from this particular story, we got many stories there subsequently that we'll deal when we meet some other time. Here, the very important aspect is that person has served only the parents. He did not do anything else. Similarly, that chaste lady served the husband. He did not do anything else. He is not done. He is not focusing his life. So similarly, if you only focus our entire attention, as Prabhu stated, only in satisfying the Krishna, nothing else. We not to do anything. Our goal, Krishna, somehow the causeless mercy of Prabhupada, we are already got good qualities. Because of the good quality, and also we did some seva to the parents. Because of the blessing, we got intelligent to take Krishna consciousness. Why I'm telling these particular stories, I will also give one example which I seen in my own life. I had one of my friend by name Sridhar. Actually, he was when he was very young only. I don't know what time. I used to meet him when I was studying college, but he never used to talk to his mother at all. He will talk to his sister. He will talk to his parents. He will talk to his brother, neighbor, and all. But mother, he was not talking at all. But I was asking him. I also find something very rare. No? That fellow is saving in the same house. Mother is cooking everyday food for him, but doing so many things. In spite of that, the person doesn't have any good attitude towards the mother. I was just thinking something is not good, but I can't force him to change because he's been doing for many years. Later on, that person, my friend, has become a lawyer, and he was working for some time in some advocate firm. After that, he got a job in a bank. In the bank, when he got a job, he told me one thing with really amazing. He became a legal officer. But after becoming a legal officer, what he used to sell, whenever anybody wants to, because those days, without the legal officer, nobody will be able to get a loan. But he was telling me, whenever anybody comes for loan, I will take my bribe. Then only I'll put a signature. After 5 years, 6 years down the line, after that, I met him also. After meeting also, he was telling, I am prospering, I am getting a lot of bribe. Like that, he was telling me. So I thought that fellow is an educated person. He has got so many things. How is he getting this kind of idea? Because if a person is not serving these parents, naturally, the mind will not allow you to do good things. This is my personal experience. I've been observing many of the people who are not having good relation with the parents or neglecting the parents. And also it is stated here, when you neglect the parents at the fag end of the year, lifetime, and then you'll be put into a naraga, which is forever. That naraga also is given here, the particular naraga, Rurava hell. That means the maximum punishment is given the particular hell only. So we should thank ourselves for the culture, what we did. That the Indian culture is very amazing. If we live up to that, one or two things, we need not to do everything. For example, this particular Prabhupada given this chanting of Hare Krishna mantra is actually, we got a gift directly from Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, directly from all Goswamis, directly from Bhakti Siddhasari, Bhakti Vinod Thakur, Prabhupada, our living gurus. So many things are practicing, not that they're only preaching, they're practicing. One is Achar and Prachar. Prachar means we can preach to others, whether that particular person is able to do himself, so that he is an example for others. That's why if a good preacher is a person who doesn't give lecture. You live by his example. Based on the example, people want to follow. For example, I am sometime inspired by Narendra Modi ji. Every year, for the mother's birthday or his birthday, you go and visit his mother. So these are something which is amazing actually. Your person may be very, very high. He may be very celebrating among the world, for every world. But for the relation with the parents and the children always remain the same. If you give respect to the parents, give respect to the elderly people, and God will bestow so much of good quality in you. So we also thank ourselves. Somehow we got intelligent to do some kind of samskar which we learned from our parents. That's why we should be grateful to them. One of the things what we say is, they are the person representative. Without them, we will not be able to live also, whatever position we obtained, because they did the sacrifices. Because the sacrifice are living, we should be grateful for them. That's why it's Mata, Mata Pida Guru. Mata Pida Guru. Guru comes afterwards actually, because Mata and Pida, they only give everything. What is from the beginning of their our birth, they're taking care of so nicely. We are whatever maybe. That's why, and is one of the injection. Even if they are not up to our expectation or up to their mark of spirituality, we can't have any animosity with them. Their parents are there because of some karma. Probably they are not able to take the process, but our respect to them is always should be very, very high. That's why our Maharaj says, he insisted all these brahmacharis to have very cordial relation to parents. That's one of the teaching our Maharaj personally says. Because you will be teaching to many people, but you are people are also watching what you are doing. But by your behavior with their parents may induce somebody to take the process of Krishna culture. That's why very important for us to follow the small thing. Even this one of the instruction which Chaitanya Prabhu is given is all of us to become and acharya to others, exemplify our life and also to preach to others. So we'll take the next sloka. We'll take 42 Prabhuji.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Adaba yoginam yeva kula bhavadi dehi matam etahi durlabatram loka janma yada drishtam. Or if unsuccessful after long practice of yoga, he takes his birth in a family of transcendentalists who are surely a great in wisdom. Certainly such birth is rare in the world. It's a small perpetually. Birth in a family of a yogi or transcendentalist, those with a great wisdom, is praised herein because child born in such a family receives a spiritual impetus in the very beginning of his life. It is especially the case of Acharyas or Goswami family. Such a family are very learned, devoted by tradition and training, and thus they become spiritual master. India, there are many such Acharya family, but they have now degraded due to insufficient education and training. By grace of Lord, they are still families that foster transcendental generation after generation, it is certainly a very fortunate to take birth in such family. Fortunately, both our spiritual master Om Vishnupada Srimad Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Goswami Maharaj and our humble myself had opportunity to take birth in such family by grace of the Lord. And both of us were trained in devotional service to the Lord from the beginning of our life. Later on, we met the other order of transcendental systems. So here there is the distinction between the previous sloga and this sloga is, if unsuccessful after long practice of time, he takes his birth in a family of transcendental who are surely in great wisdom, certainly such birth is rare. Here, the first of if unsuccessful yogi after many years of enjoyment on the planet of pious living entity is born in a family of righteous people or in a family of aristocratic. Here, the first one is a person who is doing bhakti for a short time. Just beginning, he is not able to complete at least some level of bhakti. If he falls down or if he leaves the body at that time, he is not completed fully, some percent. Prabhu says the person, whatever percentage of spiritual progress is done, from that time will start. If a person is just 10%, if next life will start from 11. But here he says, if a person did only for a short time, he will go to the heaven and enjoying the heavenly kingdom for many years. After that, you will take birth in the aristocratic family. But the other one is, if a person unsuccessful yogi, after long practice of yoga, he takes his birth in the family of transcendental who are surely great in wisdom. Certainly, such birth is rare in this world. This is very, very important. So those people who are practicing a long time, they will not go to heaven. They will directly come to this, take a birth in a Brahmana family, aristocratic family, and start practicing with vigor. That's why we see that some of the children now, even 2 years, 3 years, they're able to recite Bhagavad Gita. They're able to know something about Krishna in this life. It's in the beginning, very tender age. How it is possible? Because they practiced the previous life. That's why they got a parent who is already practicing Krishna conscious. They got impetus immediately. They not go through like these unsuccessful for who practice for very short time. If you practice for a long time, the benefit is immediate. They do not waste their time in going to heaven and coming back and taking birth, human being. All these things are not required. That's why, and Prabhupada also insists, and our Maharaj also says, we become sincere, seriously, and sincere, seriously without any hidden agenda. Practice only for pleasing Krishna. That is done only for pleasing Krishna. If you do anything, that will fall in this category of unsuccessful yogi after long practice of long practice of yoga. That will fall in the category. So that we'll be able to take this our Krishna consciousness very seriously and go to the spiritual world this life itself. Then we'll read one more sloka, Praji. Haribol. Prabhu, bro.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji.
We'll do one more sloka, we'll do small sloka.
Okay, Prabhuji.
Tatratam buddhi samyogam labhave purva degikam yadate cha tado bhuya samsiddho guru nandanaha. On taking such birth, he revives the divine consciousness of his previous life. He again tries to make further progress in order to achieve complete success, O son of Guru. The king Bharata, who took his third birth in the family of a good Brahmana, is an example of good birth for revival of previous transcendental consciousness. King Bharata was the emperor of the world, and since his time, this planet is known as demigods as Bharatavarsha. Formerly, it was also Leela Varsha. The emperor at an early age retired for spiritual perfection but failed to achieve success. In the next life, he took his birth, family of a good Brahmana, and was known as Jada Bharata because he always remained secluded and did not talk to anyone. Later on, he was discovered as the greatest transcendental by the king Raghuguna. From his life, it is understood that the transcendental endeavors or practice of yoga never go in vain. By the grace of the Lord of transcendental gets repeated opportunity for complete perfection in Krishna consciousness. Here, this very important is whatever you do, little effort in practice of Krishna consciousness never become waste. We should have that conviction. We should live with susukam kartum. We have to do the our Krishna consciousness very joyfully. It is not a monotonous work. It is not given like a punishment. It is not an austerity. If you do as an austerity, maybe difficult. To do it as a service to Krishna, to satisfy, we get out of this material world. We know to take Bhartagi. If you have that consciousness, the process becomes simple actually. It is no more, difficult. It becomes, but when we get up in the morning, normally we pick up the Japamala because why? We practice for so many years. It is not a burden. Initially, when we practice Krishna consciousness, initially 1 or 2 years, it is a big struggle. Somebody is to remind us, somebody is to follow. All these things we have to, because that is required initially. As a child learns to walk, it falls down, up and down many times. That does not mean we should leave the process. The process of Krishna consciousness worked very nicely for so many generations. So many people got the benefit. Similarly, we also got the benefit. That much conviction if you have, then it becomes very happily we practice Krishna consciousness so that by seeing your happiness, it will attract somebody else to practice Krishna consciousness. That's why Prabhupada says, when Prabhupada danced very nicely in the whatever program is there at the age, people got attracted. What is there in this holy name? They tried. They also tried. They also got attracted. That's why Prabhupada says, chant this Hare Krishna, 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 Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram, Ram. You have to experience yourself. Experience is not material experience or external experiences. The internal experience of satisfaction. And we also know where we come from. What is the purpose of life? What is the relation with this material world? All this you will understand only by chanting this Hare Krishna mantra sincerely, seriously. Whatever is to our best of our effort, then Krishna will reveal. Here also we will learn what we will learn about a person who is serving the parents, get all these good qualities. Similarly, when we chant his holy name, the Krishna is our supreme father and mother. If we satisfy, actually, this indirect way of, if your parents, you are serving example is that our immediate parents for all the soul is Krishna and Radha. So if we satisfy them, go according to the direction, try to please them, we'll get good qualities. And we also will be able to keep the good qualities throughout our life. It is not that you have to see the three modes. What is ignorance, passion, and goodness is. Sometimes we have a mood. Sometimes we want to practice, and that if you go on your circumference to the mood, then it'll be difficult. You have to rise above this mind and intellectual and come to the stage of soul. Then your connection with Krishna is established permanently. You will not have any wavering tendency, whether you have mood or influenced by your colleagues, your parents, your relatives. These are all excuse they give. But if you keep your soul always in connection with Krishna, the super soul, you will never get depression to practice Krishna consciousness. You will practice very happily. The happily situation practice means, then you will get a unlimited blessing. The blessing will carry you to this, beyond death actually. And that is that's Prabhupada says one thing is we should have a conviction. This Krishna consciousness is the topmost transcendental practice. Without any much effort actually. Without much effort means since we practice the four regulatory principle, chanting this Hare Krishna mantra, morning, all these things, whatever Prabhupada has given, simple things. If you practice, that's why I told you, here two examples. One I told you about serving the parents, Narottaman, and also the lady is, they are doing only one activity. Similarly, our activity is only chanting this Hare Krishna mantra, no other activity. But something incidental by reading, going to Holy Dham, all these things are okay. That is only to inspire us to chant more and have connection with this holy name. Holy name is powerful. Nothing is required if a person is having, even if that's what Prabhupada says, even a person is left off, only with a chanting back. That's all. We can live happily and perfect our life. Only with a chanting by hand. Nothing, we don't require anything else. Holy name, our tongue and ear to ear. That's all. That heart to get purified. I'll go to the spiritual world, this life itself. That's a guarantee Prabhu has given. We should have faith in this. What is important is by hearing this Srimad Bhagavatam, Bhagavad Gita, all the appeal repeatedly again and again, you'll get convinced what Prabhupada is telling is perfect. Okay, thank you very much. We'll stop really already 8:05. Okay, Prabhupada is okay?
Okay, Prabhuji, we'll stop, Prabhuji.
Yeah, thank you, Prabhuji, for giving an opportunity to share with whatever I read because of your encouragement. And Narendra Agni Prabhu is coming. All the classes is there. Vasanti Mataji also. Gajanan, he is also coming in the morning for chanting, no? Gajan Yog Prabhu. He comes sometime, Prabhuji. Paramadayal Prabhu.
Hare Krishna, Prabhu.
He comes, no? Gajanan Yog Prabhu comes in the morning for chanting, no?
Sometimes maybe, I think.
Morning, sometime. Thank you very much, Prabhu. We'll stop.